of Business Meets Life, and welcome from Bali. We have amazing Tiantian with us. She's actually a friend from Shanghai. How are you today?
I'm very good. The raining outside is so peaceful.
It is. It's raining like crazy today. So Tiantian, it's more than a year that you're actually now living in Bali, right?
Yes.
What made you move to Bali? How did a Chinese end up in Bali, and especially now living here?
Oh, that's a big question, right? Everyone curious about. I was in Shanghai for 5 years, and at some point I was like, it's time to go. I didn't know where to go yet, but that time I was very sure maybe the time with Shanghai is over for me. Mm-hmm. And I always wanted this kind of traveling lifestyle, and after COVID, everyone started to think, what do you really want to do? And if I really embrace that, I want to be on the road, travel at the same time, and do the things I'm really interested in. So I started my experiment first, actually. I didn't choose to come to Bali first. I was traveling all around China, different cities for a year, to see whether maybe there's another city in China I was interested in living in. Mm-hmm. And I went to the nature part, like Yangshuo. Everyone think, oh, climbing there, lakes there are so beautiful. I went there, but I really enjoy it, but miss some sort of business vibe. Like I still want to grow on my business. I still want to hang out with like-minded people and more international community. So I went to other big cities like Beijing, also Xi'an, also south like Xiamen. I like all of them, but there's something missing. So I also went to Malaysia and Thailand and also Indonesia to do my research. And that's the moment I start learning diving and start to try things that around ocean. And that I felt like that's the missing piece. Like it's the ocean, like something nature vibe, and also has the international parts like Shanghai. So when I came to Bali, I was like, it got everything here.
It kind of sounds like Shenzhen. Shenzhen also has the ocean and the parks and so on.
There's one secret there. It's like doing my experiment. I also realized the moment I got on the plane to be somewhere else outside of China, I was super happy in some way. Wow. Maybe we can discuss about that. Like there's something I feel like I never belonged back home. Like in my homeland, I never felt really fitting in or belonged, but whenever I'm out, I feel like I can embrace new identity. I can explore who I want to be. It's like full of possibilities.
It's interesting you say this because so my mom's originally from Eastern Europe. She had exactly the same, and that's why she left her country. Even I feel like when I lived in Suzhou the first time and went to Shanghai, I got this big smile. I mean, it's both China, right? But when I'm outside of Germany and I speak English, I have this different identity. I'm a different person. I fully understand. So does it mean you don't consider yourself as Chinese or not traditional Chinese, or you have different values, or what is it for you?
I would say education, parenting, the whole environment, how I grew up, it's like still affecting me as a Chinese, right? I still get the culture understanding, get the language understanding, how the people think and everything. So that's part of me, right? But it's just like anyone who don't fit in and find yourself always want to travel and go somewhere. I feel like there's something more that you can put inside your identity, and that part I'm discovering so many different culture now. And as I'm here in Bali, I'm learning the language, learning the culture here. I also feel like, there are some part relate with people here. So it's like I don't consider myself as what, but I really enjoy the feeling of you keep learning something new about another culture of this world, and you realize everyone's actually unity. There's always something similar in different culture you go to, and you end up, it's very interesting learning experience because you end up knowing yourself more and start seeing some universal truths. No matter which culture you come from or which culture you are in, there's some universal thing that can work. And that's what I'm discovering, I guess.
That's interesting. You're just talking about this universal thing, and I remember like you and I, we were having breakfast and went for a nice cafe and talked a few days ago, and then you're like, we spoke about the Bali Magic, we spoke about going with the flow.
Yeah.
What do you mean with like this like universal law, or like what is it here also about the flow and the Bali Magic?
So
Everyone talks about this.
Everyone talks about it. I even now actually have a journal that has Bali chapter, and it's about everyone feels the magic of Bali, and someone created a journal for anyone to write down and share their magic journey.
So what is that magic here, and why not in different places?
It's very interesting, I guess, because of the location and also the nature elements here, and the kindness of people here. So somehow it's like a place where it can give you, attract what you need. Like when you are here, the moment you arrive this island, somehow my friends say it in this way, like Bali Mama, like we call them Bali Mama, has what she wishes to have as well. The island itself has her own dream and vision. So if a person come here, if you are what the island wants, the kind of person the island wants, you will find all kinds of way to make you want to stay longer or to keep come back. As well as the person here, you're somehow attract things happening to you on this island in a very fast way. Either it's a manifestation to make your wish come true, maybe within the same day, or something happened to you like an accident.
Are you talking about me now?
To make you realize something that's actually been missing, that to tell you that, hey, you need to pay attention to that you've been ignoring. Something like that.
That's interesting. I told my friend from Germany that I had this injury after the waterfall, and she was saying the right leg means it's something about moving forward and that I'm blocking.
Oh.
So I probably have to do some journaling on this. Sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Now, what kind of people can we usually find in Bali? Because the first thing that pops in my mind is Bali digital nomad.
Yeah. That's a good relation, and I find so many people traveling Bali is like the like-minded part like that. I would say there's few characters. It's also on me. That's why I really enjoy here. Number one is the love of nature. Whether it's in the center of Bali, more like Ubud style, more healing in the forest, in the jungle, in the mountain, or you really love ocean, so you are here surfing or diving, so a nature lover. And the second, the reason why I'm here is because you will meet so many people that's open-minded and that's curious about other culture, and that's very curious of this what's going on in other places rather than their home country where they come from. So this curiosity. And number three, I think there is certain entrepreneurial vibe here, because people come here. If you go to a social networking event, you ask what everyone do, it's always some personal brand and some like coaching services or some digital products they are working on, something related to AI. You know, everyone's passionate about creating a business that they love, and they want to learn from other people from other places, like, oh, what you're doing, what you're up to. So that vibe is so strong, and everyone build their social media, everyone build their personal brand. So like I fit writing as well as artistic. So here I can satisfy my heart for my love for drawing and writing, and creating some sort of art, because there are so many communities for you to like, okay, let's write together every week, and we call ourselves like writer club. Or we go there, do some like live sketching together, and we just express ourselves.
Well, thank you for telling me. The website Nomeo is great. I just signed up for a couple of like business events. Tonight I'm going to a business event and then like a gathering. You have a mixture out of business and spiritual, which is great.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about your art very soon. So how can you now afford a life here in Bali? What do you do?
Ah, that's also.
And is it different from China?
Actually, I doing the same thing, or I am the same as how I was in China. I can feel that. Since I was in university, I wanted to travel around the world. And I was thinking, how do I do that at the same time? Not like the generation in the past where they do a job that they maybe hate, or maybe they can make a lot of money and they save money for 10 years and they quit everything and take a 1 year or 2 year gap year to travel around the world. I read so many stories like that when I was in high school, but I didn't want that version. I realized those people had a burnout and they want to seek for something when they travel around the world because they are lost.
That's why many people also come to Bali, right?
Yeah, that's kind of the trigger, right?
Eat,
but
pray,
that's
love.
not the way how I want it to be. I don't want to travel because I want to look for something. I want to travel because I enjoy the freedom of being in an environment where I feel comfortable in that life stage. So it's a choice. It's not of being forced to find something because you are not knowing what you're doing with your life. So that's why in university I try my best to discover all kinds of job I can do. Since I ever started working, it was always online. It was 5, 10, 6 years ago. When I graduated, I actually came to Bali that time because I was discovering digital nomad journey, like whether I can be a digital nomad in Bali, and I also went to Hong Kong, whether I can be a digital nomad in Hong Kong. So my first ever job was a company in Shanghai, but I work online. I don't need to go to the office. And then later on, I started my own company.
That was before COVID, right?
Before COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, everyone's going to work, but I'm lazy. I don't want to wake up in the morning. I don't want commute. I don't want anything. So 5, 6 years ago, since I ever start trying working, I was online. So in Shanghai, 5 years, I actually always online as well. I was with my laptop, and that's how I got so many time to join different community, host different events, and have my own like Shanghai event sharing group, because that's how I'm location free. So I was in different kind of coffee shops and also show up in different people's places and do interview for them, that time. And
in Shanghai, you were already a big influencer. So
I didn't feel like that. Because
definitely.
I had a lot of time freedom and location freedom to be anywhere, and I was later on have my own business, but also my work is doing either copywriting, doing articles, and later on social media become more video version and focus on video, everything is online. So coming to Bali, I don't feel I need to change a lot of like the way I work. It's the same. But the difference is I'm in an environment that I like more now. That's it.
Yeah, I also, tomorrow I'm going to meet one of your clients actually, who you help to increase his followers, his brand on Chinese social media, a foreigner, right? And you've been doing a really good job on him. I read in his presentation that Bali apparently is the island in the world that attracts most visitors, I think, or the most visited island in the world apparently.
Oh really?
Yeah, and meeting another friend, he was saying, oh yeah, I always like do another digital nomad twin from China. He was saying, oh yeah, when I do my yoga, my hot yoga, which is like in a hot environment, 42 degrees. Oh yeah, there's one guy who's like with me there. He's like $50 million worth and has like a huge hip hop label apparently. And then there's this person. It's crazy how diverse it is. About culture, because I work with a lot of different cultures, but I haven't worked too much with Indonesians. Is it Chinese and the Indonesian culture similar or very different? I mean, not everyone in Asia is the same, right?
I can feel a lot of similarity here. That's why I enjoy the kind of sense of belonging here. I hang out with a lot of local friends. That's how I get to learn the language faster. And I realized the way we hang out together, it somehow has the Chinese traits. Even the food, sometimes they say, Tina, have you ever tried this and that? And they show me picture. I say, that's Chinese food. And then I will fall into this argument with them, like, oh, whether that's Indonesian thing or that's a Chinese thing. But I felt they are much more relaxed, laid back, and chill and slow. I think that's the biggest lesson I learned here. The first thing I came here, I learned to wait and be patient.
Maybe that's why Mama Bali wanted me to come, learn how to be patient.
Yeah, it's like whenever you go somewhere, like in China, I'm used of you go to a cafe, you order, you right away jump like at the table and say, oh, can I have this and order that like that. Even there's a queue, but they make sure you're very quick to get to be ordered and everything. But here, you need to wait. Like, oh, the waiter is fully focused on another customer. And they will say, wait, yeah, and smile to you, say, wait, yeah. So you, okay, yeah, wait. And then maybe like 10 minutes or 15 minutes later, they come to you, but fully immersed in that interaction. Say, okay, miss, what do you like? Like, what do you want? It's like, I like that. Like, I learned a lot from just that one point to how can I be more patient? How do I not in such a rush? And that's, I guess, something I want to start peeling myself off. Was I rushing in Shanghai, I was rushing, like I was rushing to do this and
quite
that.
Anxious always,
yeah,
right?
It's also like whenever we do a project or even do an interview before, I was like, okay, I don't want to waste your time. I need to be quicker, set up everything, and be professional, right? That word. But here I learned like, oh, sometimes you do things slower. It's actually nicer. You're more relaxed, and then the voice you say, the words you say is more from your heart.
Sorry. Yes. So. What are some other lessons that Mama Bali has taught you?
As something you mentioned, the key word is present, focus on the flow. That's the most important thing. If anyone ever have like one key takeaway from this podcast is like, how do you focus on the present? I think that's the key for anything. Like, because why? I was reading a lot of books last year while I was here because I had a lot of questions. It's like a contrary. Like the rush version of myself last year and the anxious version, the worry version compared to the Bali chill and laid back style, right away has a lot of questions emerged, right? So I read a lot of books to say, how do I solve this problem? How do I do that? And how do I do that? And all the books, all the people I met, all the conversations I had, all the experience I had lead to this answer is, how do we focus more on the present instead of stuck in the past? I failed in something in the past. I didn't succeed in that. I wish I have done something different that's stuck in the past. Or you are thinking about, this week I need to do this and that. So in this month I can finish this, and then in this year I can achieve this goal and all that goal. You cannot plan. I realized that if you focus on the present, for example, we plan to shoot at the beach today, right?
Yeah.
It was a big vision and goal and plan.
I really wanted this, and then it rains like crazy.
So it teaches us like, hey, focus on the moment. Then we choose a better place. Maybe this place it's a co-working place, and I really enjoy here. Maybe end up better, So I realized, hey, focus on the flows. Then it's the way to solve all problems. Almost.
I think many of we Western people all need to learn this. I mean, whether it's us in Germany or when we work in corporate or us in China.
Yeah.
What are some, you're highly successful, you're a digital nomad, you're great in the social media and branding that you're doing. I've seen a lot of your work with different clients, which is outstanding. What are some habits that you have in order to be successful? As well as to be happy. And I can really see, like a year ago when we met, we also celebrated into the new year together, and I'm not saying you weren't happy back then, but I see that you're like a flower. You've even you're blooming even more than before, right? What are these other habits for your success and your happiness?
That's a very interesting question. When
I heard new version of you, the Bali version,
yeah, when I heard those words, I don't feel it's describing me, When you say successful or you're doing great in your work, outstanding, I feel really far distant from those words because that's not what I care about at all. Yes, I help my clients get a lot of key moments and momentum, like keystones for their business and all of that. And I did all of that, like, okay, good exposures and follower growth and the monetizing conversion and all of that. But I never cared about it, whether I accept a client or help to do some projects or building my own thing. I care about whether it's something I want to deliver to the world, whether it's something I enjoy doing along this process, whether this client I'm working together with share the same values. So it worth my time and energy to devote to this thing. That's some of the question I care about. And if you say some of the habits I have is, I guess, have this kind of filter. It's like I don't filter whether I can make this project succeed or be super successful with the numbers, with the money, but I value it in a way that, like, whether it's aligned with where I want to go. So that's the reason why I was deciding to leave somewhere. Every year I kind of have this vision. So how do I want to live my life this year, and whether I'm happy. So here comes the second keywords, right? I don't think success has anything related to happiness. Happiness has nothing to deal with success. I interviewed a lot of people as well. How successful they are doesn't make them happy because they will always have the next challenge they are facing, because that's successful people, right? They overcome something and right away they feel like, okay, how do I grow next? Where do I head to next? And then that brings in new challenges and new problems to worry about. But happiness is actually a parallel thing. So you can be successful or not successful. That has nothing to deal with how happy you are. However, happiness actually is highly related to the present and the flow that I mentioned earlier. Whether whatever you are doing, wherever you are, whoever you are working with or be friends with or have a relationship with, no matter what, whether you can focus on each moment, be in that moment, wherever, whatever you do.
How do you get in this flow?
That's a good
Or
question.
how do you practice more of that flow? I remember when we had coffee, you actually told me that 1 day per week now, you're trying not to make any plans and just to go, like the whole day to go with the flow.
Yeah.
That's something, I don't know, how else can we get in flow? I mean, for me, it's also difficult not to plan. That's where the German's coming out.
I understand that. I think it comes to the second important lesson is you already have the answers to all the questions. That's what I believe in now. That comes with self-confidence and self-trust, right? You know, like when you ask these questions, in your life, you experience those kind of moments where you forget about what to do tomorrow, what to do after this. For example, this moment right now, you're focused on listening to what I'm talking and sharing. You are in a flow right now.
Yeah, I didn't prepare the questions at all.
Yeah, we are just flowing, right? And you will know it because in this kind of flow moment, your mind is not worrying about the future or thinking about what have done in yesterday or something. Then we are really happy because the state of the nature of human beings are happy, peaceful, and love.
Yeah.
So
I mean, even this is a result of us being in flow while being in a cafe on Sunday.
Idea come up, right? Let's do it. Go with the flow, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So there's but of course, if someone wants to like tips, right? Like writing, journaling, meditation, journaling, all those kind of things that you actually really enjoy. Be real to yourself.
Which now guess comes up the question, how do you want to spend your new year now? Because I know you told me it's going to be different from before. I don't know if you're allowed to share about it,
yes,
of what's coming up, how you're going to spend your time.
I'm so excited because in the past, I have the version in the past, right? I have social media clients, I have coaching clients, I have my own personal brands and all of that. And after 1 year in Bali and get into this kind of flow moments more, you realize something interesting. The more you travel or the more you get into some pleasant flowing moment, you get closer to yourself of what you really want. So I was like, okay, looking at the version in the past, how did I come to working on all those projects and having all those skills and making all those money, you know? I was like, it's somehow what led me was what makes money, what can I do for the society, what value can I provide for my clients. It was not for me. That's a big hit for me at some point last year, December, when I was surfing on the wave, you know. I was like, oh wow, I'm so happy. And when I do work, I seems not yet enjoying this kind of pure happiness. So what should I do with that? I'm not knowing yet the new direction. What should I change to make money in a different way or do lay out a different way? But someday when I was doing my meditation, a book came to me. A book writing about transformation, writing about my learnings when I be brave and keep choosing what I feel more aligned with my heart. And the whole experience, like that book was right there and there's a message there. It's like, hey Tiantian, the book is already ready, just wait for you to write it out. So that I took days to accept it. You know, it was so hard. I was like, are you crazy? Writing a book, not making money with social media clients anymore? Or what should I do? Can I maybe work at the same time and just write the book as a side thing? No. You know, the voice was very clear, like you should fully focus on that. You should fully focus on yourself, because that book could be a layout, foundation, and structure or system, whatever you call it, of your everything. You can build your personal brand about that. You have all the video content idea that coming along with the book. And also, you probably can create a lot of coaching related products or social media related products based on this book. So that book is everything. Somehow I see a clear roadmap there. So that's what I want to focus on. I don't even know what exactly it is, but I guess to have more flow moments, through writing a book, that process, to get deeper, have a deeper conversation with myself of what do I care about, what's my value, what those memorable things that I want to write and share with the world. And through that, I guess there's some key message will come out to stand up as what my personal brand stands for. So maybe that's what I will work on the year after, is having all the things building upon what I'm gonna to write this year. So this year is really important. I want to be focusing on myself instead of helping like another client, you know, let me to achieve their vision. You know, always clients come to me, ask me for help, like, oh, they have this vision, they have this passion, they have these products.
Because you're so good at that.
Yeah, and at some point I realized, hey, I've been pleasing my clients, right? Like I've been trying to prove to the world or to myself, like, oh, if they have that needs and that vision, I can help them to achieve that.
Yeah, to build a big brand, get a lot of followers on Chinese and Western social media, right?
And I realized that the standards what Shanghai taught me, right? You build bigger clients, you have better portfolios, and then you can
the next goal.
Next, right? And so last year, I'm happily here living the life in Bali, but I was like struggle, like, okay, am I going to have bigger clients, or it's finally time to focus on myself and start pleasing myself first?
Wow, this is deep. Now, you taught me a new vocabulary, lifestyle entrepreneur. What's this? It seems to be like a new trend, you said, but I've never heard about it.
Really? That's to my surprise, you know, like Janae is so like social, as well as knowing everything about the business and talking to all the other people. So I thought it would be a word that you know, but I think this is something I touched on years ago, or since I ever started the business, right? Because that time when 2 years out of university, thinking about starting my own business, so many people questioning to me, even my friend, right? They think they are thinking good for me. So, Tiantian, you sure you want to start a business? You don't want to wait for you getting more experience and all of that. So I can sense this fear of anyone wanting to start a business because they feel like it needs to be something big. It needs to be something that has a successful products that help you make a lot of money. Then you have a team, have an office. There even some of the friends told me, oh, Tiantian, I vision that maybe you can be a good boss with a team of 10 people in the center of Shanghai, you know. And I was surprised, like, that's how you vision of me starting a business?
That's definitely not Tiantian.
Yeah, I feel like I sit down there and thinking, that doesn't feel right. Then if I want to start a business, what do I vision? I vision like by the beach, very chill and relaxed on my laptop, handling my business thing. Maybe I have some people working together with me, but they can be anywhere in the world. And then I will say I want to do business, but I don't want to be working crazy hard or overwhelmed. So in the morning, I want to have my own routine, like surfing or something related to ocean, sports, and then have my meditation, writing, drawing, and then maybe in the afternoon I start working. So there's something like that. So that time I was not confident yet. You know, I was in Shanghai, not seeing any example like that. So it was something like a voice inside of me. Oh, I wish I could do that. But no one else around you are doing that. Everyone else, like even, yes, Shanghai has a lot of amazing people doing their own business as well.
Coffee shop.
Yeah, in coffee shop. But then you ask about their stories. They work super hard. So here comes to a question that time, like, can I start my business but not work super hard? I don't care about making that much money as long as it supports how I want to live my daily life.
Interesting. So now I know what a lifestyle entrepreneur is, but interesting, working hard. I think this is one of those inner beliefs that we got from our parents. And I'm also trying to get this out of my head. Not work hard, but work smart.
Yeah.
Because I think if we work smart, we can still like even make money and be super successful, happy, have a great lifestyle business, whatever it is, what is important for us. But I think this word hard gives us a wrong direction.
I understand that pain because I felt this before. When I was in big cities, experienced that vibe. That time, there's like you seem you're working hard, you're planning a lot, you're wanting to talk to this person because you think they are key resources or connections or for something, so you want to get this and that done, and then you end up arranging a lot of things in your week and then exhausting yourself because you're catching up for this one and that another deadline and you're just running to catch up your own plan that you ambitiously setting, think that will help you to get somewhere. I think working smarter in a way is where you can sit down and look at the 100 things or 10 things you put to do today and deleting all the not important ones and maybe even just picking one important thing to do today and really get into it. For example, I choose to shoot a video today. Then I just sit here and thinking about what do I have to talk about, put out the camera and really get into the flow of the message I want to share. And that video might
go
viral because people feel like, oh wow, I like that message. I like this person. I like the calm energy because I'm just doing one thing today. There's nothing I need to rush for, right? And that one video can bring you clients because they feel your state. They feel how you are in a flow and you are happy. Whoever in a flow, you can see happy and being affected by that happiness. And other clients or viewers, they can feel it. They can really feel it. And that's something maybe even like a secret. So if you do that one thing and get it done really well, and you are in a flow, so you really enjoy it. And that might have the effect that can cover, you did 10 other things a day, but didn't do anything in a very immersive way, right? So I think that's the difference of working really hard and working smart.
I feel so relaxed now the whole time during our conversation. I feel like I'm very mindful and in flow and feel very relaxed. Now we're slowly ending our podcast. What is some advice that you wish you would have gotten earlier? Like some last words that you want to leave with our audience?
Trust yourself. Trust the trust. And I think that's it. That's one sentence. Trust the trust. Trust yourself. Trust the trust. You are the universe. That's something I always say. It's like a mantra to me now. Why I wish I had known this earlier, because I feel like looking back many years, I've been doing things trying to prove, trying to please, trying to achieve, trying, right? It's a lot of trying there, as well as why I keep helping other social media clients to build their social media, because I felt like I'm not enough yet. I feel like I was not, I interview a lot of people, right? But then now I look back, I realize I'm trying to interview them to get the message I think really important. Just like we are sitting here right now, right? Janae, the reason you want to interview someone because there's a message from this person that deeply resonates with you. So actually all this person is a reflection of trusting yourself. You have already all these qualities that you see on me. You have it yourself. So I wish I told myself back then, it's like, it's okay, you don't go for that big projects or serve the other person. You already have the things you need to go towards the direction your heart wants you to go.
Amazing. When we went to the bookstore, one of the messages in the book that I got, and even like from a restaurant after the waterfall, I got a similar message. It's love life. So basically live your life fully, and with love, then you will attract love, you will send more love. It's all about love life.
Yes.
And I feel like especially in Shanghai, in our lifestyle, we sometimes don't really love life, we just hustle.
Yeah.
Right? So thank you so much for your time, dear Tiantian. We're gonna go for lunch now. If there was this one thing that really hit you, like what was your key message? Write it in the comments and send this podcast to your friends. Sharing is caring, right? Any last words from you?
Love you.
And come and visit Bali, right?
Yeah, come visit.
Take care, guys.
See you.